Do you want that one trick? If you know you can make more money in stock market, and that too well ahead of others, and you can implement at any point of time for lifetime. Do you want that trick? Hi, hello, this is Ganesh and your Melena coach and author of the book Money Leaks and upcoming author of the book One Page Stock Market Plan. So before I reveal the trick, please go and subscribe to my channel so that you get lots of videos and lots of tricks and tips about stock market, mutual funds, insurance, and all these aspects about money. All right. So let's go and analyze what is that trick I'm going to share. Because in stock market, people think that, and this is a thing what huge investors used to do, and the foreign investors will pump money exactly at every point of time, understanding this risk. And the fund managers used to do use this trick to make investments exactly perfectly, and even the some of the stock market PMS providers or everybody. So most of the industry people are following this. They call it a sector rotation. But how do you know how to do that? And there is a website called Fidelity Investments where they provide sector rotation for not only for us but for entire industry, right? So what is that? This sector rotation, if you look at, it's quite simple. So it starts with how to understand. There are four stages in sector rotation. This is Fidelity Investment Cycle. This is the economic growth. If you see, there is a economic growth in this. If you can see my arrow, this is economic growth where the 0 point, when banks will give less interest rate. Right now the interest rate of banks are very low. At this level, most of the people will go and buy loans. So what will happen if loans are provided? All the people who wants to get home finance companies will start to grow, because people will start coming to buy loans and for buying home, and manufacturing facilities will start to work, and all the infrastructure companies, everybody will start buying loans to set up the factories. What will happen in the early stage? If factories are set up, people will get job. Once they get job, what will happen? By this time the middle stage will come, because once people have money, they'll go and buy car, bike, and everything. And slowly in the middle stage, the money flow in the hands of people will grow. The supply and demand will become just go one step ahead, one step ahead. It will keep on growing. That is when the GDP will keep growing. And after the middle stage, slowly the from middle stage, the stock will come down to late stage. The not stock, the economy will come down to late stage. During this stage, automatically the supply demand will come down, and automatically when the demand goes down, people are not buying money because of loss of job or inflation or whatever reason. Supply will keep on coming down, and finally we will get into recession. And why this cycle is more important, if you see, in the early stage I said banking stock. In the banking stock, automatically the infrastructure companies and almost all the home finance companies, automobile companies, everybody will start growing slowly. In the middle stage, IT companies will come into picture, because people are having money, they want to automate process and they do all that stuff. So middle stage, IT companies and everything will keep in picture. And in the late stage, the inflation is kicking in. People will drop the number of will drop buying the idea of buying new bikes or bigger bikes. The consumer discretionary, because if they want they will do, or else they won't do. If you just think of, right now we are in recession, India is in recession, but it shows the early stage. We are in the early recovery stage, we are in the recovery mode, but still the recession is huge. Right now, if you're lost your job, or if the money supply is very tight in your home, will you go and buy new bike? Will you paint your home, or will you buy new AC? We will try to recorrect it or repair it and use it, right? So that is the reason, during recession stage, the consumer discretionary products will come down. And if you look at the last 3 4 years data, the before this COVID drop, slowly the all the infrastructure companies, automobile companies had slowly witnessed a slowdown. From 2016 till 2020 March, there was a huge slowdown in the early stage sectors, which is banking. And slowly banking was going, because everybody needs money, loans, and all these aspects, but NPAs were growing. But if you look at automobile, infrastructure, and metals, all these industries were coming down. And just because of the rally which happened, broad rally in the last 10 months, after from the April month, the every stock has started growing. So we don't know what will happen, but this is where you can identify at which cycle, which sector you should get in, right? Among all these things, three sectors are evergreen: IT, pharma, and FMCG. Even pharma may need a little bit of a push, because of regulatory issues are there. Because of that, last 5 years was not good, but in the last 1 year, it has done extremely well. But if you look at FMCG, IT, it's a evergreen. Any year, if you have money, you can keep adding certain stocks. So that is how all the fund managers and everybody are getting on into investing in stock market. So if you want to explore more, this is how you should explore, and just type in Fidelity Investment Business Cycle. And it's a common thing, because we will start with economy, which is a broad based sector, as I told, and then understand what are the industry or sector you should focus on, and finally you should get into first economy, then industry, finally the companies. So once you know what is that economy, where is the economic cycle, and then the industry sector which will grow in that particular cycle stage, and then finally if you focus on the companies, it may be 10, 20, or even 30, 40, 100 companies, but among that you should choose best companies by doing fundamental analysis, qualitative, quantitative, both put together. Find stock, invest. It's quite easy once you know. If you need any help in this aspect, please come to my stock market webinar, where I am teaching step by step, like in more detail, so that you will get a much bigger clarity. If you need just check out my description, so that where I will give you the link for attending my stock market webinar. Thank you so much for watching. Please share it with your friends.